Hello everyone, Dr. Alan Mandell here. Welcome back to my channel, Science of Healing. Today, we're talking about one of the most powerful daily habits health experts consistently recommend for people over 50. Eating a serving of cruciferous vegetables every single day, especially broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, or kale, combined with light daily movement. This is not about miracle cures. It's about giving your body the tools it needs to protect itself. Every single day, inside your body, a silent battle is taking place. Millions of cells dividing, repairing, defending, and sometimes failing. And after the age of 50, that battle becomes harder to win. Your immune system slows down. Your cells repair themselves more slowly. And tiny errors in your DNA, mistakes that once disappeared overnight, can begin to accumulate. Most people never feel this happening. There is no pain, no warning siren, no dramatic symptom. But science tells us something deeply unsettling. The risk of serious disease rises sharply after midlife, not because the body suddenly breaks, but because its defenses gradually weaken. Yet here is the extraordinary truth that researchers and doctors around the world continue to confirm: your daily habits can either strengthen those defenses or quietly destroy them. And among all the strategies studied in nutrition science, one simple habit keeps appearing again and again. Not a drug, not a supplement, not a complicated program. Just one daily serving of a certain group of vegetables. This small habit has been shown to activate your body's natural detoxification systems, reduce chronic inflammation, and support the very genes responsible for protecting your cells. We are talking about cruciferous vegetables, foods like broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, kale, and Brussels sprouts. Foods that sit quietly in grocery stores, often overlooked, yet packed with compounds that scientists now describe as biologically powerful. Inside these vegetables is a natural substance called sulforaphane. It is not a vitamin. It is not a mineral. It is something even more fascinating. Sulforaphane is a plant defense chemical that becomes active when the vegetable is chopped or chewed. And once it enters your body, it flips on protective switches inside your cells, switches that control detoxification, antioxidant production, and inflammation response. Researchers have discovered that this compound activates a pathway known as NRF2, often called the master regulator of cellular defense. When NRF2 is activated, your body begins producing protective enzymes that neutralize harmful substances before they can damage your DNA. Think of it like turning on a security system inside every cell. Without that protection, harmful molecules called free radicals can attack your tissues, weaken your immune response, and create an environment where disease can develop. With that protection, your body becomes more resilient, better prepared to repair damage and maintain balance. This is not theory. This is measurable biology. Laboratory studies have shown that sulforaphane increases the production of detoxifying enzymes in the liver. Clinical research has demonstrated improvements in markers of oxidative stress and inflammation, and population studies consistently show that people who regularly eat cruciferous vegetables tend to have better long-term health outcomes. But here's the most important part. The benefit does not come from eating large amounts once in a while. It comes from consistency, one serving every day. Because your body is exposed to stressors every single day. Pollution, processed foods, emotional stress, environmental toxins, and natural aging itself. And just like brushing your teeth protects your mouth, this daily habit protects your cells. Consider this shocking fact. Your body creates thousands of potentially harmful cells every day. Most of them are harmless because your immune system identifies and removes them before they can cause problems. But when your defenses weaken, those cells can survive longer than they should. And over time, that survival can lead to serious health challenges. This is why scientists emphasize prevention rather than reaction. Strengthening your defenses before problems appear is far more powerful than trying to fix damage later. And prevention often begins with the simplest choices. Imagine standing in your kitchen holding a head of broccoli. It looks ordinary. It smells ordinary. It costs very little. Yet inside that green vegetable are compounds capable of influencing gene expression, supporting detoxification, and calming inflammation. Three processes at the very core of long-term health. Few medications can claim that level of broad biological support. But here is something many people do not realize. How you prepare these vegetables matters just as much as eating them. When broccoli or cabbage is chopped, crushed, or chewed, an enzyme called myrosinase becomes active. That enzyme converts natural plant compounds into sulforaphane, the very substance responsible for the protective effects. If the vegetables are overcooked, that enzyme can be destroyed, and the benefits can be reduced. That is why nutrition scientists often recommend lightly steaming these vegetables rather than boiling them for long periods. Just a few minutes of gentle heat can preserve the compounds your body needs. Another surprising discovery is that even small amounts can make a difference. You do not need a large plate overflowing with vegetables. Roughly 1 cup per day is enough to support the body's natural defense systems. 1 cup, that is all. And yet, despite the simplicity, millions of people skip this habit entirely. They reach for processed snacks. They choose convenience over nutrition. They underestimate the power of small daily actions. But the body never ignores those choices. Every meal sends signals to your cells. Every bite influences inflammation, immunity, and repair. Every day shapes your future health. And after the age of 50, those signals become even more important because aging is not just about getting older. It is about how well your body adapts to stress, repairs damage, and maintains balance. The good news is that your body still has remarkable healing capacity no matter your age. Cells can regenerate, inflammation can be reduced, defenses can be strengthened, but only if you provide the right support. This is why doctors and researchers emphasize daily nutrition as the foundation of prevention, not dramatic changes, not expensive treatments, not complicated routines. Just consistent protective habits repeated over time. Imagine what happens when this habit becomes part of your routine. Morning after morning, day after day, your body receives the nutrients it needs to defend itself. Your detoxification systems stay active. Your immune cells stay alert. Your tissues stay stronger. The effects may not be visible overnight, but they accumulate quietly, building resilience year after year. That is the true power of prevention, not sudden transformation, but steady protection. So the next time you prepare a meal, remember this simple truth. You are not just feeding your hunger. You are feeding your cells. You are shaping your future health. And sometimes the most powerful protection does not come from a prescription bottle. It comes from a single daily habit. 1 cup of protective vegetables, 1 consistent choice, 1 quiet action repeated every day. Because in the long run, it is not the big decisions that determine your health. It is the small ones you make consistently. Most people believe that protecting their health requires extreme effort, intense workouts, strict diets, punishing routines that leave them exhausted and discouraged. But science is revealing a very different truth. The human body does not respond best to intensity. It responds best to consistency. After the age of 50, this truth becomes even more critical. Muscle mass naturally declines, metabolism slows down, blood vessels lose flexibility, and the immune system becomes less responsive to threats. These changes do not happen overnight. They happen quietly, year after year, often without symptoms, until one day fatigue feels constant. Weight becomes harder to control, recovery takes longer, and simple tasks begin to feel more difficult than they used to. But here is the powerful message researchers want you to understand. You do not need to run marathons to protect your health. You do not need to spend hours in the gym. And you certainly do not need to push your body to exhaustion. In fact, pushing too hard, especially later in life, can increase stress hormones, strain joints, and lead to injuries that keep people inactive for weeks or months. And inactivity, not lack of intensity, is one of the greatest threats to long-term health. Consider this shocking reality. Long periods of sitting have been linked to higher risks of heart disease, metabolic problems, and reduced lifespan, even in people who exercise occasionally. The body was designed to move regularly, not intensely once in a while. Movement is medicine, but only when it is consistent. Researchers studying aging populations have discovered that moderate daily activity, something as simple as walking, can dramatically improve health outcomes. It improves circulation, it strengthens the heart, it supports the brain, and it helps regulate blood sugar and inflammation. These are not small benefits. They are life-protecting changes happening at the cellular level. Every step you take sends oxygen-rich blood to your tissues. Every step stimulates your muscles to use glucose more efficiently. Every step signals your body to maintain strength rather than lose it. And perhaps most importantly, regular movement keeps your metabolism active. After 50, the body becomes more resistant to insulin. This means sugar stays longer in the bloodstream, damaging blood vessels and increasing inflammation. But when you move even gently, your muscles absorb that sugar and use it for energy. This simple action helps stabilize blood sugar levels and reduce stress on the pancreas. And the benefits do not stop there. Walking daily has been shown to improve circulation to the brain, supporting memory, focus, and mental clarity. It increases the release of natural chemicals that protect nerve cells and support mood. It reduces stress hormones that can weaken immunity and accelerate aging. Think about that for a moment. A short daily walk can influence your heart, your brain, your metabolism, and your immune system, all at the same time. Few medications offer that level of whole body support, but here is where many people make a critical mistake. They believe that if they cannot exercise intensely, it is not worth doing at all. So they wait, they postpone, they tell themselves they will start when they have more time, more energy, or better health. And during that waiting period, the body continues to lose strength. Muscle fibers shrink, bones become weaker, balance becomes less stable, energy levels decline. Yet the solution remains incredibly simple. Move a little every day, not once a week. Not only when motivation appears, but consistently, even when it feels small. Because small actions repeated daily create powerful biological changes. Imagine two people at the same age. One spends most of the day sitting, moving only occasionally. The other takes a 25-minute walk every morning. After 1 week, the difference may seem minor. After 1 year, the difference becomes measurable. After 10 years, the difference can be life-changing. That is the silent power of consistency. Regular movement keeps joints lubricated and flexible. It maintains muscle strength needed for balance and independence. It supports healthy blood pressure and circulation, and it helps control body weight without extreme dieting. These benefits protect not only health, but quality of life. Because the true goal of healthy aging is not just living longer, it is living stronger. Being able to climb stairs without fear, carry groceries without strain, play with grandchildren without exhaustion, wake up with energy instead of stiffness. And science shows that daily movement is one of the most reliable ways to achieve that independence. Even more remarkable is how quickly the body responds. Within days of consistent activity, circulation improves. Within weeks, muscles become stronger. Within months, endurance increases and inflammation decreases. The body is constantly adapting, constantly responding to the signals you send. When you move, you send a message of survival and strength. When you remain inactive, you send a message of decline. This is not punishment, it is biology. And the beauty of this system is its simplicity. You do not need special equipment. You do not need a gym membership. You do not need perfect weather. You only need a small commitment to yourself. 10 minutes becomes 15, 15 becomes 20, 20 becomes a habit. And habits shape health more than motivation ever will. Motivation fades, discipline wavers, but routine remains. That is why experts emphasize building movement into daily life rather than relying on bursts of effort. Walk after meals, stretch in the morning, stand up regularly during the day. Choose stairs instead of elevators when possible. These simple actions keep the body engaged and the metabolism active. They prevent stiffness, they protect the heart, they support the immune system, and perhaps most importantly, they restore confidence. Confidence that your body is capable, confidence that you are in control of your health, confidence that aging does not have to mean decline, because the human body is remarkably resilient. Even after years of inactivity, it can regain strength when given consistent movement. Muscles rebuild, circulation improves, energy returns, but only when action becomes routine. So if you remember one message from this moment, let it be this: health is not built through intensity. It is built through consistency. One walk today, one walk tomorrow, one walk the next day, step by step, day by day, your body becomes stronger, more stable, and more resilient. And over time, those small steps can protect your heart, preserve your independence, and extend the quality of your life. Not because you pushed harder, but because you showed up consistently. After the age of 50, the body begins to send quieter signals, signals that are easy to ignore but dangerous to overlook. A little more fatigue than usual, a little less strength than before, a slower recovery after illness or stress. These are not random changes. They are biological warnings that the body is becoming more vulnerable because as the years pass, the systems that once protected you effortlessly begin to weaken. Your immune response slows down. Your cells accumulate damage more easily. And inflammation, often invisible, starts to rise in the background. This silent inflammation has been called one of the greatest hidden threats to aging adults. It does not cause immediate pain. It does not show obvious symptoms. But over time, it quietly disrupts tissues, weakens organs, and increases the risk of chronic disease. Scientists now understand that many serious health conditions share one common root: long-term inflammation combined with cellular damage. And after 50, those processes accelerate unless they are actively controlled. But here is the powerful truth most people never hear: your future health is not determined only by your age. It is shaped by your everyday choices: what you eat, how often you move, how well you sleep, how quickly you respond to warning signs. These daily decisions act like instructions to your body, either strengthening your defenses or weakening them. Consider this startling reality: the human body replaces billions of cells every single day. Skin cells, blood cells, immune cells, even cells lining your organs. And each time a cell divides, there is a chance for an error. Most of the time, the body repairs that error immediately. But when the repair systems slow down, damaged cells can remain longer than they should. That is why prevention matters more than reaction. Waiting for symptoms to appear often means damage has already occurred. But supporting the body before problems begin can dramatically improve long-term outcomes. Researchers studying longevity have identified a consistent pattern among healthy older adults. They are not perfect. They are not extreme, but they are aware. They pay attention to small changes in their bodies. They maintain simple routines that protect their health, and they act early when something feels different. This awareness is one of the most powerful tools in prevention because the body rarely fails without warning. It whispers before it screams. A persistent cough, unusual fatigue, changes in appetite, unexplained weight loss, new pain that does not go away. These signals may seem minor at first, but ignoring them allows problems to grow silently. Early detection, on the other hand, can transform outcomes. Medical research consistently shows that conditions identified in early stages are far easier to manage than those discovered late. Treatment options are more effective, recovery is faster, and survival rates are significantly higher. Yet many people delay seeking help because they feel afraid, busy, or uncertain. They tell themselves the symptom will disappear. They hope the discomfort is temporary. They postpone action until the situation becomes serious. But prevention is not about fear. It is about awareness. It is about respecting your body enough to listen when it speaks. And prevention does not require complicated technology or expensive treatments. It begins with simple daily habits that protect your health from the inside out. Eating nutrient-rich foods that reduce inflammation, staying physically active to support circulation and immunity, sleeping enough to allow the body to repair damaged cells, managing stress to prevent hormonal imbalance. These habits may seem ordinary, but their impact is extraordinary. For example, adequate sleep is one of the most powerful repair tools the body has. During deep sleep, the brain clears waste products, tissues rebuild, and immune cells become more efficient. Chronic sleep deprivation, on the other hand, weakens immunity, increases inflammation, and disrupts metabolism. The difference between 6 hours and 8 hours of sleep each night can influence how well your body heals and protects itself. Nutrition plays a similar role. Foods rich in antioxidants help neutralize harmful molecules that damage cells. Fiber supports gut health, which directly affects immune function. Healthy fats help regulate inflammation and hormone balance. These nutrients act like maintenance workers inside your body, repairing damage before it becomes visible. Physical activity adds another layer of protection. Movement improves circulation, delivering oxygen and nutrients to tissues that need repair. It strengthens muscles and bones, reducing the risk of injury and loss of independence. It supports the immune system's ability to identify and remove harmful cells. And perhaps most importantly, it helps maintain energy and resilience as you age. Stress management is equally critical. When stress becomes chronic, the body releases hormones that increase inflammation and weaken immune defenses. Heart rate rises, blood pressure increases, sleep becomes disrupted. Over time, this constant stress response can accelerate aging and reduce the body's ability to recover. But simple techniques, deep breathing, relaxation, spending time outdoors, can calm the nervous system and restore balance. These small actions may seem insignificant in the moment, yet repeated daily, they create powerful protection. Because prevention is not a single event, it is a lifelong process. One healthy meal, one walk, one good night of sleep, one decision to listen to your body. Day after day, these choices strengthen your defenses and preserve your independence. And independence is one of the greatest gifts of healthy aging, the ability to move freely, to think clearly, to live without constant medical intervention, to enjoy life with strength and confidence. This is what prevention protects, not just years of life, but life within those years. So if there is one message to carry forward, let it be this: your health after 50 is not determined by chance. It is shaped by awareness, routine, and early action. Pay attention to your body, nourish it with care, move it with purpose, rest it with respect, because the choices you make today are building the foundation for your tomorrow. And the most powerful medicine you have is not hidden in a hospital or pharmacy. It lives in your daily decisions.